So lots of music teachers have lost a lot of work recently with the coronavirus. Now, we've got to go online and do our lessons there instead. And what I'm going to show you today is a sort of a way that you can make the sound a bit better. Now, you do need an audio interface for your computer, some sort of audio interface. It only needs to be a single input really, but you also do need a little mixing desk. Now, this really applies to anyone who is teaching the sort of rock and pop electric guitars, drums, keyboards, that sort of thing. But there are other musicians who may have some of this equipment. So you do need an audio interface and you do need a mixing desk. Now, I've got my other phone here, my little stalwart of an iPhone 5, which is going to show you the setup. So I've got my piano here. I've got my guitar set up. That goes through this little pod preamp, and then the mixing desk. Now I've got a mic here. I've actually taken a mic stand to pieces, or just taken the top bit off and mounted it directly to the shelf there. There we go. So that means I can have a sort of radio station style mic that doesn't get in the way of everything else I'm trying to do. Now, mixing desk wise, I mean, I've got a 16 channel mixing desk here. You don't need a mixing desk of that size. If you've got a little 4 input desk with a couple of mics and a few line-ins, that's going to work absolutely fine. Now, what happens with this is then you're not using the computer mic, you're using a nice mic. Now, this is a AKG C414, which is a little bit overkill, but things like, I mean, this bashed up old, look at the state of that, this SM58 will be absolutely fine and you will get a better result. One of the reasons is that the sound is more direct and you won't have the sort of vowel, the consonants being cut off at the beginning of words, which it can just make you really tired when you're trying to listen what's going on. So on my mixing desk here then, I've got my 3 faders. So I've got my mic, 1 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. I've got my piano and my guitar. So you can hear the level of that going up and down. And of course you would be able to equalize all of these as well, which is really important, and do a test run with somebody and say, does this sound all right? Does this sound distorted? Does it whatever? Now, be aware that the transmission of Skype or FaceTime is mono audio. Now that is a real that's something to really consider. If you try sending stereo down there, it'll sum left and right to mono, which could result in phasing issues and you sort of get this sort of swishy nonsense at the other end. So only send basically one channel to your sound card, or rather the sound card will probably only use channel 1. Now I've got here, I've got the computer coming back as well here, because I need to be able to hear the person the other end. I've also got another pair of faders here, just here, which are I've got a little iPod here, so I can play music down the internet without having to play it over the speakers. Now, I've got the reason I've got 2 faders up here, I mean, in the unlikely event that you're trying to play something down that's got sort of Beatles sort of pseudo stereo, you're going to need to kind of raise both faders. But for most music, you can just use one of them, and that's really important. So, although it's sending 2 tracks, it's only using one of the channels on the sound card, and the reason I've got 2 there is so I can hear both sides in my headphones. And then I've got my main mix and my headphones plugged in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little diagram up at the end with this setup so that you can plug your things in, and hopefully you'll be able to enhance your teaching experience and your pupil will come back for more lessons.